I get asked about oil pulling all the time, and people have a lot of claims that it whitens your teeth, it will help prevent cavities, even that it will detoxify your whole body. I'm not saying that any of those claims are wrong or incorrect, but we need to look at the evidence and see what does the evidence say. Hi, my name's Connor, I'm a dentist and I've been a dentist for the last 10 years, and I make videos here on YouTube for people who want to learn more about their teeth and how best to look after them. If that sounds like something that you might be interested in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button and follow along for more videos. So what actually is oil pulling? Well, it's an ancient technique that people used thousands and thousands of years ago to help them with their mouth and cleanse their oral cavity. They generally used sesame oil. A lot of people nowadays will use coconut oil. A lot of the research that out there kind of uses sesame oil as well. How do we actually do oil pulling? Well, you take coconut oil or sesame oil and you take a tablespoon of that, you put it in your mouth and you swish that around for 15 to 20 minutes. After the 15 or 20 minutes is up, spit out the oil. Tip, don't spit it into the drain or into a sink or something like that. Spit it into a bin or some other kind of cup or something like that, because if it goes in the drain, it can start to clog up the pipes, and that can cause a whole other range of issues. After you've finished your oil pulling, it's still recommended that you brush and floss as you normally would. There are lots of reported benefits of oil pulling, and these include prevent or heal or reverse tooth decay. You can heal bleeding gums, whiten your teeth, cleanse your mouth, fresh your breath. Okay, so yeah, those are some valid benefits that we can see from oil pulling. One of the other things I would say as well is that the mouth is kind of like a gateway indication to the rest of the health of the body. If you've got a lot of disease in your mouth, sometimes that can be an indication that you might have disease going on in other places as well. And there's lots more research coming out as well about things like gum disease, periodontal disease, that can be linked with previously heart conditions, but also now more cognitive issues as well, things like Alzheimer's and dementia as well. What does the evidence actually say? Well, after having read quite a few articles about this, the first thing that I would notice is there's actually not a huge amount of evidence, and even within that evidence then, there's not a huge amount of high quality evidence that really dives deep into how does oil pulling work, what exactly does it do, what is it that's in the coconut oil or in the sesame oil that's actually giving these benefits. So at large, we need more evidence to actually look and see, are these benefits actually conferred from the oil pulling? What ingredient is it that's in the oil, that's causing these benefits then? So we need much more randomized control trials. One of the articles makes a good point as well, that this is a really difficult thing to actually test scientifically, because things like coconut oil or the other things that they compare it against, like Corsedal mouthwash, have very distinctive tastes. So it's hard to rule out bias from someone, because they'll be able to taste coconut, they'll be able to taste Corsedal, they'll know what, it's not really a blind test. In those tests against chlorhexidine, it was actually found that using the coconut oil had a similar effect to the anti-plaque effects that something like Corsedal would have as well. So it appears promising, it appears like there's quite a lot of good indications here coming out from these studies, but ultimately we need to do more. We need to do more research to look at what exactly is it that's happening with the oil pulling that's maybe conferring these benefits. Once we can understand that, this could really become something that's really beneficial to a lot of people. And I would think immediately of places where people might not have access to a huge amount of dental care, or in very rural areas as well, where it's difficult to access dental care or oral hygiene might not be the best. Oil pulling is something that's easy to do, it's cheap to access, and if it's really given all of these benefits, this could be something that's really groundbreaking. And this is actually my favorite. This is my favorite cup that I have. So that takes, for me anyway, that would take quite a bit to get used to doing that. Although I understand why people would like doing that. It tastes nice. It's coconut. And the other thing that I noticed as well is that my lips as well feel really nice because it's coconut oil. It's going to help moisturize those as well. Yeah, I mean, I've already brushed my teeth today, so I don't know how much benefit really that I'm going to notice now at the moment. It's a long time. 15-20 minutes is a long time. And also what I noticed as well is that my cheeks, my jaw was getting a bit sore as well whenever I was doing that. So I don't know if I could do that every day. The 15-20 minutes is a very, very long time, and that's how long they're reporting that you would have to do it to really start to see the benefits of it then. Yeah, very interesting. So is oil pulling a waste of time? I don't think so. I don't think it's maybe the magic bullet maybe that some people think it would be. I think there still needs to be a lot more research put into it. I also think that it's not something that you do only. You don't just oil pull on its own. It has to be done with your conventional brushing, flossing, and those things. It's something extra that will help you like really take your dental care to the next level then as well, if that's where you're at. But I don't think it's going to give you a huge amount of benefit over just brushing and flossing alone. But again, as I say, we need more evidence, more research into exactly how this works. What do you think? Do you do oil pulling? Do you use coconut oil? Do you use sesame oil? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about oil pulling. If you found that video useful, maybe check out this video. YouTube thinks you might like that video next.